Hi friends, welcome to another day at our 10-day challenge. Today we're going to start off with the footwork. 2 red springs please. Head rest up. Okay, head rest up. Yeah, for more comfort. And then go ahead and lie down on your side. Foot bar hand on the shoulder rest down. And find yourself in the middle of the reformer, okay? You're gonna start off with some very nice and traditional work, footwork, okay? So heels together, toes apart, thighs pointing outwards, getting your core all nice and ready. I prefer a little bit of an imprint, and exhale to press out, inhale to return. And always pressing out from your powerhouse, which is the core and the hips area, right? So it's not pressing out from your toes or pressing out from your ankles, but it's over here. This is where the energy comes out. As you exhale, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, last 2, and last 1. Good, return. And now next one, wrap toes on the bar. So have your heels heavy and low. Find a nice stretch on your calves and press out. Keeping sure to maintain that core. Nice, and for me it's imprint. But if you're ready for a neutral, go ahead. As you press out, make sure that both legs are pushing out right from the center line of your body. So none of that wobbly movement. And of course your ankles will drop a little bit, but don't let it drop all the way, right? So that you know that your calves are in control, okay? They're precise. Good, last 2. And last 1. Very nice. Next we will have the heels on the bar. So imagine you got a nice straight wall behind the soles of your feet, and you're just placing it right there. Exhale to press out, inhale to return, to exhale, inhale, return. We're just doing fewer reps. 3 for today, yeah, because we are going to tackle more different types of movements today. So good, enough. And the next one, we lift up our heels and we press out. Good, and return. Keeping those heels high, but not totally locking your ankle joints. So it's the pressure and the power comes from your calves. Of course, not forgetting always, never forgetting that it's from the center, from your core, from the powerhouse. And last 2, good. And last 1, from here straight, just go into lifting and lowering your ankles for 3. Last 2. When you do this, notice your core, right? Is it flopping up and down, left and right? Good. Last 1, very, very high, and return. Inhale again out, and just 4 times. 1, 2, exhale, inhale. Last 3, last 2, last 1, and up and return. And now only 3 times. Inhale, exhale 1, exhale 2, inhale, and last 1, go as high as possible and return. Last 2, exhale 1, exhale 2, and return. Last 1, inhale, exhale, and return. Great. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of abduction. So spread your legs out a bit, as wide as your hips, that's fine. With a dorsiflexion of your ankles, it means like flex, pull up your soles of your feet, still standing on that wall, and just push up for 5 times. 1, 2, remembering everything is coming from your core, right? The energy is pressing out from there, is shooting out from there, right? Good, and last 1. Keeping your legs straight and neat as you go out and in. Laterally rotate it, meaning put it to the edges of your foot bar, and have your thighs follow in the direction of the second toes. Inhale to prepare, exhale, press out, and 2, Just 5, 3, 4, and 5. Good, very nice. And then we get introduced to the concept of a medial rotation. So your inner thighs are working really hard, pulling them inwards. Your feet are still at dorsiflexion, so not at pointing, because that'd be really awkward. So pull them up, right? Rotate them inwards and start to exhale, press in, inhale, return. 2, exhale, press in, rotate them in. When you get out there, your thighs might separate, but your thighs are still rotated inwards, looking towards each other, okay? And last one, and coming back. Good, next we have some single leg work, all right? Have that weaker leg pressing the foot bar first, and then your stronger leg at a tabletop, isometric, staying there like a statue. Lift up your heels and then just press out. I'm not going to do too many of this, just 6, 2. Notice your hips, notice your core, 3, very strong, 4, and last one. Come back halfway and pulse. I love the pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and go straight into bicycles. 2, 3, 4, and last one as we pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Return, gentle, put down your leg, stepping on the heels with your left leg still, stepping on the heels on the foot bar, getting your core ready. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift up that leg and flex your ankles. So both legs, both feet are flexed, okay? Hold on to your core, equal on the left, right. Exhale to push out, having that leg straight and not wobbly to the sides. 2. Very nice. We have 2 more as you find that nice control with your core balance, no wobbling left and right. And we come back for 5 pulses. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. A little bit of a burn, but we're not doing too much of footwork today, okay? So right leg on the foot bar, left leg up to a tabletop, heels high for your right leg, core all ready. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, push out. 2, exhale, push out again. So on days where I want to feel the magic of Pilates, I go back into the classics. I never do the fancy stuff when I'm looking for that pure Pilates experience. I mean, okay, wait, let's go into the pulses. So 5, and 4, and 3, and 2, and last one, we go straight into the bicycle, right? There's just magic behind the traditional, more classical based Pilates, because it's just a rejuvenating feeling. You feel like you finish a yoga session and a massage and a Pilates and a workout session all at the same time, right? Okay, where was I? So we come back now for 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Come back, release. My wobbly is coming in, the heels. Okay, so now stepping on the heels, getting your core ready. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift that heavy thing called your legs. Have them hip distance apart, so they're not sticking together, yeah? Hip distance apart. Getting core ready, and exhale to press out. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the heels. Dorsiflexion on both ankles. 3. Last 2, and really press out from the powerhouse, from the core. Last 1, come back and pulse for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1, and return. Okay, here we go straight into 100, okay? We have 2 red springs, so it's going to be a little bit heavy, okay? So I'm not going to do the full traditional 100 because I always struggle teaching and doing it at the same time. So let's modify it a little bit. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift one leg and have that core and leg ready. And then again, breathe in. And then as you exhale, lift the other leg, right? Okay, you should always lift your legs like this. A wonderful mentor taught me that. Okay, and then next I pull down my elbows to my sides. I have my eye gaze looking from to the ceiling, down towards my knees. I roll my head up and I roll my scapula up as well. So over here, I adjust. I see just now my legs were too far away. I come back here. Okay, and then I just relax again. And 2, and 3. When you're doing this, you want to imagine your fingers are going as far away as possible from your chin, from your chest, right? So you're just shortening that stomach muscles, that front core muscles. Okay, another 2. Another 1. Hold out here and have your leg out. Now we just do 30. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Last 1, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. But a good traditional 100 always feels so empowering. Next up, we have some feet and strap work. Okay, so push out your carriage with one leg and then now put one leg into the straps. As you engage your core, prepare that and you push out. Have that balance, don't lose it. Okay, come down and stepping on the heels of your feet and press out and point. And there we go. Find that nice tabletop, sorry, we're gonna start here first, tabletop, and we're just gonna warm up our hips and open them up. The 3 joint movement, right? Just press out and another 3 times. Exhale. Last 2. And watch out to push out in the center line of your body. So I was noticing, you see what's happening, I'm wobbling from side to side. We don't want that. We want to avoid that. So we want to really push out from the center. So 50-50 on both feet. And then as I come back, I go straight into laterally rotated, meaning turning outwards. And last 3, today I'm putting in more movements, less reps, and going a little bit faster with less talk. So for those of you who can follow along, that's great. If not, don't worry, I'll be making more content where you can slow down and learn like specific movements with me. Okay, we end up here, and then I like to turn it into medial as I pull it back in and I push out. My thighs are rotated and press out. In the STOTT method, this is called the bend and stretch. Okay, and for my method, I don't do all STOTT only. I mean, I also incorporate athletic Pilates and modern Pilates and classical Pilates. Right, good. From here, we go straight into lower diagonal, lift up, stacked on top of your hips, and then push down with a nice core. 2, inhale up, exhale. Last 1, inhale up, and exhale. Good, very nice. Laterally rotate them for that nice extra stretch. Up and exhale, lower down. 2, inhale up, exhale, lower down. Last 1, exhale, lower down. We go straight into parallel again, but go straight into leg circles. Up and open, exhale down. 2, just 3 on each direction. Exhale. Last 1. Exhale. And reverse, open up. Exhale. 2. Exhale, and last 1. Good, very nice. So stepping out of your straps, pull one leg in, have one on the foot bar for safety, and then release. Now, we're going to come off our chair, release one red spring so that you only have one red spring left. Go straight back into your reformer, okay? And now grabbing on to the short straps, we're gonna do some coordination, okay? It can seem intimidating, but just stay with me and have a clear mind. Stay focused, okay? So inhale, prepare. Exhale with both of your legs getting ready. And then remember your eye gaze looking up, now looking downwards, and you have this your body in this position. So legs at tabletop and your scapula is off. So as we begin, inhale, exhale, and inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's do 5 more of that. And 4, lengthen from your core. And when you come back, you still have that upper thoracic flexion, meaning your upper back is in a nice curve like this. Last one. There we go. This is very, very nice core work. So we get up now, we've done the coordination. We're gonna get up now onto our sides, still with one red spring, turn over and face the other side. But first, let's put down our headrest. I always forget these little tiny details. Okay, how far should you sit away from the edge? So usually take the palm of your hands and spread them apart. It's around this distance, okay? So move back a little bit, scoot, and find yourself in a nice neutral position, meaning your chest is right on top of your hips. If you find this position really difficult and you're leaning back, just bend your knees and just keep this nice and relaxed, okay? So from here, grab onto your short straps. And we have like a big ball that you're hugging right here, right? And your spine is all neutral. Then as you start, inhale. As you exhale, you start to roll in your pelvis, keeping this big, beautiful ball still intact. You're not dropping the ball, yeah? Hold here, and then you just turn your hands out to the sides, palms facing behind, pull, and round forward, and then your hands continue to go high, 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 using your abs to hold your body here, and then you swim forward like the butterfly stroke, and then you stretch, articulate your spine back to neutral, one spine at a time. So let's do that 3 more times with flow. Inhale, prepare, exhale, round down your spine, your pelvis, and then you drop your chest to the back, but there's a coffee right in front, on top of my head, and it's not spilling anywhere. Good. From here, I just turn my hands out, pull it to the back, use my core to pull my body rounded forward, high up in the air, my hands at the back, and then butterfly, swim again to the front, stretch, articulate my spine back to normal. 2 more times. Inhale, prepare, exhale, round, scoop in my pelvis as I drop back down, and then arms to the side, pull to the back, using my core, rounding forward, hands up high at the back, butterfly stroke to the front, stretch, articulate your spine. One last time. Inhale, prepare, exhale, round down, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. There we go. That was the round back. And now we're going to do some 90 degrees straight back. So first, we're going to have our arms right in front of our shoulders. This is going to be really sore for your deltoids and your biceps. You keep this nice long spine. You hinge back. Hinge back. Yes. From here, you hinge forward again, and then you try to raise your arms straight, and then just let the machine, let the straps pull you forward. Stretch. Plow to the back, really high and long arms, and then swim again to the front, stretch, and return your spine back to neutral. So let's try that again. Hinge backwards, hinge forward again. While you do that, raise up your arms, and then let the straps pull you as you stretch forward round down, plow to the back, butterfly stroke to the front, and stretch. Articulate your spine back to neutral, and you can come back again to this position. Hinge to the back, hinge to the front. As you raise up your arms, let it pull you forward, round to the front, plow to the back, swim on the sides, and articulate your spine back to neutral. One last time, hinge back. See, keeping my ribs still intact. I'm not flaring my ribs, yeah? And then hinge forward, raise it up. This is the most difficult part, that part. Stretch forward, plow to the back, stretch out to the sides, stretch forward, articulate your spine back to neutral. Good. Put those long straps back on. Okay. And switch over to the front rowing. Still on one red spring, that's fine. So now we have a couple of choices, but I'm going to start you off with short straps, and then your legs are stretched out right in front of you. Could be a little bit uncomfortable. If that happens, just let it relax, it's fine. But if you can, try to keep it straight. So from here, I'm just gonna push to the front, lift up my arms, open them to the sides, and tuck them back to the sides. So you notice how my body is not swinging forward or backwards, yeah? So keep this nice, strong core and push out from your powerhouse. Lift up your arms and do an arm circle back to the sides. 3 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. As you go up, reach long, but keeping that rib cage still with force, not letting it flare, okay? Last 2, and reach up, sitting long, pointing your legs, open to the sides, and tuck it back in. Last 1, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Now the second part, you round forward and you press out, then you articulate your spine back to neutral, lift up your arms, open to the sides, tuck it back in, and also flex your spine. Again, 2, articulate your spine, inhale up to the sides, and simultaneously articulate your spine forward. 3, articulate your spine back to neutral, raise it up, and to the sides, tuck it back in as you flex your spine forward. Last 2, articulate your spine, raise it up to the sides, tuck it back in. Last 1, articulate your spine and up and to the sides. Good, very nice. Tuck your legs in front of you as you continue to do a salute. So you see, just now we were seated up totally straight. Now I want you to hinge your body forward to have this diagonal line, and then push your hands to the back of your head and form a diamond with your fingers, okay? So keep this nice diagonal position as you push it out, and when you push it out, your fingers will separate, that's fine. Coming back to that diamond, and push 2, 3, exhale, like you're sliding your palms on a diagonal wall. You're sliding that on a diagonal wall. You're not pushing it in front. That's tricep work, okay? You're doing a salute, so sliding your palms against that diagonal wall. And last 2. And last 1. Very nice. From here, let's do a little bit of offering because it's so good for our pecs and our deltoids. Inhale out, exhale, inhale, return. 2, inhale, exhale, inhale, return. 3 more. Watch out for the core. We want to stabilize it. It's not going anywhere, even though our arms are really active. Last 1, open, and return, and down. Good job. All right, so next, let's continue to our stomach massage. Stomach massage, please put on 2 red springs in total, okay? 2 red springs. Foot bar can be in this position. If you find it really difficult, you can lower this foot bar
one level, okay? So I like to find myself the middle of this carriage, so this is somewhere here. Then I turn my body to face the foot bar. Then I kind of just sit on my sit bone. You know, you can feel those two bones right underneath that meaty part of your bum. Those are the sit bones. And then once I found my sit bones, I sit back a little bit. I just tilt my pelvis back a little bit. I maintain that tilt that I just created, and then I use my core as I lift my heavy legs up, heavy legs, okay? And then I keep my heels together, toes apart. So over here, especially from your angle, you can see how my shoulders are right on top of my hips. They form a straight line. So what I don't want to see is this. Yeah, you're still bent. You have a rounded thoracic spine, but your shoulders are behind your hips. We want it to be right on top of your hips. And then just relax this upper body into like a nice slouch, right? From here, you push out. As you push out, you zip your legs. So everything is sticking to each other. You zip it, lock your knees, and then press the ankle down and lift up and then bend again. But notice how when I'm doing this, my shoulders are still right on top of my hips. What's the magic? The magic is in the core and the hip flexors. It's holding my body in this position. So I'm going to show you some examples where it's wrong. I mean, this is really exaggerated, but this is basically what happens when you don't have control of your hip flexors and your core, okay? Your front core. So hold this, extend and have that nice flexion at the back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, return. Inhale, exhale, inhale, return. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, return. Last 2. In, exhale. Last 1. Good. So everything is the same. So instead of having a slouch, I just sit up. That's the next movement. So a lot of people think when this movement comes on, they start to lean backwards and open their chest. No, it's the same as the round back, but I'm just sitting up. That's literally the difference. And then I have my hands here at the side where it doesn't bother me, but I'm not propping myself up with my arms either. I'm still using my hip flexors and now my back muscles to be able to straighten that back, okay? And then now same thing, down and up and return. And 2, down, up and return. 3, down, up and return. I'm trying my best not to have my torso wave like a leaf in the wind, okay? So shoulders still right on top of the hips. Last 2, down and up and return. Of course, my legs are laterally rotated. Good. And last 1, down and up and return. Ooh, good. Just when you think it's finished, no, you're still in the same position, but now your arms are reaching forward, okay? My socks are a little bit loose. Let me adjust. Okay, so your hands are pointing forward. Your shoulders are just nice and stabilized. Same thing, hip flexors on fire. Inhale, exhale, inhale, return. 2. Return. 3. Return. 4. Last 1. And then we continue with the twist. So the same thing, twisting out, lowering your ankles, lifting the ankle again, return to the middle. Let's do twist, lowering ankle, lifting, and return. Notice how my torso is still in a straight line, vertical, not diagonal. So that's the key, okay? So out, down, up, and return. Out, down, up, and return. Last one, out, down, up, and return. Good. Okay, so go ahead and grab onto your short box. Short box. Okay. And one short box is 2 red spring is fine, okay? And you can sit over here, grab onto your safety straps here, hook your ankles, okay? Hook your ankles right over here. Good. From here, make sure you're in the middle of the machine. And we're just gonna do with no stick, we're just gonna hold our hands right here like an opera singer, nice straight spine, torso. Have your legs sticking together so the inner thighs are working really hard as well. Inhale to prepare, exhale as you scoop your pelvis and then you just drop your body to the back. Lift up your arms, place them again in front of your chest, and then roll forward and articulate your spine. So lots of articulation in Pilates. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll backwards, up in front of your chest, and roll forward. Articulate your spine back to neutral. Last one, inhale, prepare. Exhale, roll down. This is a really good, nice exercise and an active stretch for your back muscles. Good. And now the flat back, the straight back. This is where I get the shivers. Okay, so get ready. Tell your brain to get ready, because usually down there it's gonna start shaking. So hands just straight up, right? And have a nice long rib. So you're not popping your ribs, still long, even though you're using your back muscles to sit up straight. From here, you just lean back. I don't wanna lean back where I have to start to shake. Hold here, have your arms come forward in front of your chest, and then raise it back up here again. And then raise it back up. Did you see my shake? Yeah, that always happens on my first rep with the straight back. Again, 2. And then I put my hands right in front of my chest again, lift it up, and then I pull from the powerhouse. So I'm not pulling from my hands. I'm not coming back like this. I'm pulling back from over here, okay? There's a huge difference. Okay, again, 3. And down, and up. Pull from the hips, another 2, and hinge back, arms in front of my chest, out there, and pull back. Last one, adjust your torso, right? If you feel like your ribs have gone out all the way, come back and reset, okay? Reset your ribs, hinge back, hands in front of your chest, hands on top of the head, and pull back from the powerhouse. Great. From here, we're just going to do 1 tree on each side. Okay? Nice. You can use this foot bar as like a little base. So straight torso, hands on the inner thigh, inner hand on the thigh. Okay, inner thigh. And then outer hand on the ankles. And we go 1 and 2 and 3. Inhale. Exhale. Roll down, scooping your pelvis in. Hook. Walk up. Stretch and bend. 2, 1 kick. Inhale and roll down again. And again. Last one. So when you get flowy like this, Pilates is so healing, right? Roll it down, and then the last roll, just all the way down. And your hands on the reformer. And then just come back up. No leg circles or anything. Roll in your head. Use your abs, roll up, and neutralize your spine. Hook it in. We do the same thing on the other side. Exhale, then 2, and last one. Inhale, roll down, roll up again, and bend. And 2, exhale, only 1 time. Inhale, and roll down, and walk yourself up. And straighten your spine. Last one, exhale, inhale, exhale, roll, 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 roll. Till here, slowly release and extend your spine. Hands out to the aluminum parts of the reformer. Come back, hold it. Eye gaze, chin, head, roll with your abs all the way up and neutral spine. Okay. Beautiful. Now, we continue with a little bit of side work before we go into the long box, okay? So 2 red spring is fine. We're not going to need anything. Now I'm going to face you, and we're going to sit here, and legs out again on the side. Sit towards the back of the box. Have your ankles towards the front edge of the platform. Just 3 nice mermaids side bends that we did a few days ago, right? Inhale, exhale, side bend up again, and drop that leg as you stretch to the other side. Again, 2, inhale, exhale, just nice and flowy today, not too much instruction. Last one, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. We go straight into a hawk. Inhale, reach over, long twist. And then on the floor side, this hand is long, this one's carrying a baby, and side bend up and stretch. Again, last 2 times. Inhale, long twist to the floor, getting punch in the chest, and then the bottom hand is going straight. Top, you suddenly have a baby. And last one, inhale, long, turn to the floor, getting punch in the chest, twist your torso, and then have a baby. And stretch. We will skip the bow and arrow today, okay? Because that one is tough. So we don't have to do that every single day. The other side, okay? Just now I have to adjust my position a bit. I felt like I sat too much to this side and my bum was falling off. So really sit in the middle of this box, okay? And then your feet, just have it at the edge of the platform. Same thing, nice mermaid side bend. Okay, release your shoulders and any tension. And we start. Inhale. Exhale, bend all the way. Inhale, return. And place that leg down, laterally rotate and stretch. But like I promised, not too much detail today, just flow. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Remember, go up and over. That's the feeling. And down. Inhale, up. Up and over. Good. Now hawk. So hawk is you go side bend to the side, but you keep a nice, strong, straight line, and then you start to twist and get punch in the chest. Then you get that baby on this arm, and then you come back up and you stretch. Again, 2 more times. Inhale, up. Long line. Twist your torso. Inhale, up. And exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Stretch. Beautiful. Great. Come down. Be careful. And just put your foot bar down as we get ready to do the long box series, okay? So long box, you can do 1 red spring, but I have never had a good experience with 1 red spring, 1 heavy spring. I always just stick to 1 half a spring, which is green or blue. That works well for me. It doesn't give me any back problems, okay? Yeah, so find your box in the middle of the reformer. I would always take off my straps first, and then I put my hands back onto the shoulder rest. I go straight and I lie down flat on my stomach, right? And I have the edge of the box. It's like meeting where my sports bra line is, okay? So from here, my hands are grabbing forward, 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 and I swing it out. I swing it out, okay? And here I put down my head and my upper chest. But one very important thing, it doesn't mean when I'm going down, my bum is raising up with this hole. That means I have no more hip extension. I need this hip extension throughout, okay? From here, I start to pull these straps and I go into a long line. This is an inhale. From here, I start to exhale up to a full extension. And then I inhale, release, back to a straight line. And then I exhale, back again to my slouchy thoracic flexion. Again, inhale, straight line. Exhale, extension. Inhale, straight line. And exhale, thoracic flexion, meaning slouch. Inhale, relax. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now let's just do some airplanes, meaning you're doing the same thing with your back, going from round to straight to extended, but your arms are going from Y to T to A to T to Y. Again, Y to T to A, back to T to Y. One last time, Y to T to A to T and then to Y. Last part, I always find this very embarrassing, but it happens to everyone, so I'm right there with you. So your body is a little bit of a straight line, so it's not all the way relaxed, okay? So a bit of straight line, your bum is working hard. Yeah, this part is always on. And then you pull your elbows to the side of your body, stay there, have your legs, everything pointed straight, bum, glutes active, and then just straighten your elbows for a tricep extension. Don't know if you can see from the camera, but always, it's always shaking. It's just a thing, and it's okay. 4, 5, exhale as you lengthen away from your shoulders. 6, 7, last 3, last 2, and let's finish it well and clean and precise. Last one. Good, and release down. Okay, from here we're still at the long box. Okay, so how you get down, press on the box or the shoulder rest, press off from the box so that you don't hurt your back. Okay, so get off the reformer, and now we're going to do like a backstroke movement. So place one heavy red spring and take off that half spring, so you only have one heavy spring, and that's enough. Okay, so sit here first, and then grab onto your straps. You can push out a little bit with your legs, that's okay. Once you're in this position, okay, the long straps are fine. Once you're in this position, put your hands back down on the box, and you know how to lift your bum, yeah? That's it, just lift it up and then scoot it to the edge, right here. And then you realize how the straps are going to be behind your body. So use your legs. Go push it in front and just hold it here, okay? So you're really at the edge of the box, okay? We want that. So I'm going to scoot a little bit more even. And then now I'm going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, as I roll down, my hands are strong here on the side, and then I lift up the other leg as well. From here, I have a strong core. My core is not letting go at all. As you can see from here, I'm just putting my hands in a diamond shape right in front of my forehead. From here, I say 1, you lengthen everything. When I say 2, open. 3, adduct, but at a 45 degrees, like 100 position, and then back here. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 of this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Another 2. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And last one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now reverse. Straighten. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Make everything clean and precise. 2, 2, 3, and 4, and 3, 2, 3, and 4. Last one, strong. 4, 2, 3, and 4. Now how to get off? The best beginner way, drop the straps and then grab onto the box and use your core to come up, okay? Because a lot of you struggle and then it ends up being like a horrible end to that beautiful movement, right? So it's okay, just drop your straps and then put it back on. Okay, next we're gonna do something very nice for your hamstrings and for your glutes. That was at 1 red spring, I need 2 red springs. Usually I do 2 red spring and 2.5. But for the sake of today, I've never met you before, I don't know, right? So let's keep it a little bit light. So what we do, this is a bit annoying to get on, but this is what happens. You step onto the metal parts of your reformer or your wooden parts, that's fine. Just step on and then find yourself over here, right? From here, you take off the strap and you safely step underneath it. Just put it on your ankles, that's fine. Just hook it here first, okay? It doesn't have to be classy. The other side as well, okay? But you gotta go from the outside, okay? Outside of your legs, and then put it in to your ankles. That's fine. From here, okay, I like to do this first. So I got one safe. Then from here, I just put down my body. The other one, I also hook it. So for those of you at home, I think you might have a hard time trying to get this position, but once you're good at it, it's easy. Okay, so you see how I'm hooking my straps now to my heels, or actually a bit in the middle of my feet. Same thing. You may do the same thing on this end. Oops, it's dropped. Okay, so from here, you have to keep your legs pointed so that you, it doesn't fall off your feet, right? And then you kind of move forward a little bit. You move forward where you feel there is tension already on your, from your feet. And then if you move it, oh, you feel it in your hamstring, your glutes, great. That's a great position to be in. So first, for you beginners, you can even put your hands here. That's fine. But for those of you who can already, go ahead, put it here, okay? And just start to pull. We're gonna do 20 of this since it's so light. 3 and 4. It's a small range of motion, so we're not gonna be able to do so few. It's very light, okay? So 5, 6. If you feel crampy, like you're gonna cramp up, welcome to the club. If you're not used to doing this, the body might be in a bit of a shock, but after a couple of times and consistent Pilates practice, you're gonna be fine. So my bum is feeling nice, solid, it's working really hard, and especially my hamstrings as well, okay? So another 5 and 4. And the key here, I forgot to mention, is that you have to have a hip extension. This, when you sit down like this with your hips away from the box, you're not doing a hip extension anymore. So we need a hip extension. That's why this is on and this is on, yeah? Okay, just 3 more. 3 and 2 and last one. Good. And the same thing, just drop it off. It's okay. You don't have to care. It doesn't have to be glamorous. Push yourself off the box, step on the floor, and come off. Okay, so let's put the straps back on. We're done with today's movement, but as usual, we try to finish off with some nice active stretches that make you feel good about your body. Okay, so from here, lift it back up again, okay? And then we're gonna do some single thigh stretches. Sorry, I forgot to mention. Springs, 1 red, 1 heavy spring only. Be on your knees, and then your soles of your feet are on the shoulder rests. Hold on to the foot bar and have this one leg come up. That's it. And for this, the only point that we want is not to straighten this leg. We want to stretch this part as much as you can. So even if it's just small stretches, let's not focus on this at all. Let's say we don't want this to move and we just want to stretch this part. So 10. Ooh, it's a big stretch. 9. Keep this as close as possible, right? But you're just opening this. 7, 6. It looks like it's nothing, but if you're doing it right, you should feel the stretch on your hip flexors. We did a lot of hip flexing work. Now we're gonna stretch it the opposite way, but with intention and with breath. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Okay, and then now on the last one, go out, but keep that hip extension all the way. For me, my maximum is here. Never sacrifice this hip extension just for the sake of wanting to straighten this leg. Keep your nice long spine, chest open, lifted, and return. One last time. Out there, out, and then just keep that long spine, open chest, and return. Okay, now we do the other side, same thing, nice stable knees, lift this up, and when you just lift this up from what you just did on the other side, you feel like, you know, very, like a stiff rubber band. Okay, so come now to the other side, we're gonna do 10 sides, 10 times of just stretching this hip flexor. So just 1, so just like use your mind to open this rubber band up. And 3, it doesn't look like a lot, but if you're doing it right, you should be getting the right stretch. 4, 5, yep, Very nice. Just stay focused on stretching those hip flexors. Last 2. And last 1. On this last one, go ahead and push your carriage out. Keep that hip flexor stretching, and then you may straighten this knee a little bit, but still keeping an open, long spine, an open chest, and return. And you have the last one. Out, out, and open spine, long spine, open chest, shoulders away from your ears, and return. There we go. And that is my version of a therapy Pilates, like that. I just go through it. It's actually the STOTT intermediate method. No brainer, just focus on the technique, focus on how it makes me feel, and then I'm ready for my day. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and then I'll catch you on the next day's challenge. If you felt like that really helped you out and you liked my videos, I really appreciate a huge like in the button below, and also subscribe so that you can get all my newest videos where I'll guide you step by step here on your Pilates journey. I'll see you in the next video.